I'm sure you've heard dramatic war stories, but this one's different. Fighters carrying fewer than 5 bullets. Real. And it changed everything. In the Sudanese Civil War, combat wasn't about spraying firepower. It was about counting shells. Commanders ordered men to shoot only when a hit was certain. Skirmishes often ended after a single carefully aimed exchange, not from fear, but from sheer lack of ammo. Survival meant restraint, not bravado. Fast forward to today. Massive imports from China, from Russia, from Turkey, from other exporters, according to recent investigations. What was once gold, bullets you guarded like treasure, is now part of global arms flows that fuel new violence. The lesson? Scarcity shaped tactics and lives, and modern abundance has its own dangerous cost. Everybody is looking for the person who pulled the trigger, except no one admits being there. No claim, no trial, just questions. Here's the twist. Investigators recovered fragments, but the metal didn't match any known weapons of the warring sides. For years, the case sat cold. Then decades later, declassified files hinted at a darker possibility. Outside powers quietly testing artillery in real combat conditions. If true, it would mean a third party treated civilians like a proving ground, and nobody was ever held to account. Important note, researchers say there's no definitive public record tying this exact incident to those tests. So this remains a chilling, partly unverified mystery from a brutal decade. It's proof that in war, sometimes the loudest truths stay buried. Am I the only one who didn't know a battle was stopped so soldiers could share water? This sounds impossible, but it's true. In the Chad-Libya War, troops faced a nightmare. 45-degree C desert engines, melting radios dying. They circled a sandy outpost and fought until they ran out of water. Gunfire slowed not from tactics, but from dehydration. On day 2, both sides signaled a ceasefire, not to surrender, but to pass water canteens. Men traded fire for cups, then walked away, leaving equipment behind. No victor, the environment decided. Heat versus humans, the Sahara won. If your school of engineering is a battlefield, you learn hacks fast. This kid's tool, a wooden stick. His rule, trust the ground. In 1990s Mozambique, one former child soldier had no kit, no metal detector, just a wooden stick and instincts. He probed slowly, feeling for pressure plates, clearing dozens of paths without a single explosion. When asked how he knew where to probe, he shrugged and said, "You feel where the ground doesn't want you." That gut sense saved lives in a country littered with mines after a brutal civil war. Decades later, professional teams like Halo International Trainers spent years clearing the rest, and Mozambique was declared mine-free in 2015. Heroic improvisation met rigorous demining, but remember, never try this yourself.
If two armies raced to the same bridge, you'd expect blood. In Bosnia 1992, something stranger happened. The shot that decided everything never even hit a soldier. Two opposing units race under darkness toward one strategic bridge, each planning to cross and seize the line. Seconds before either arrived, an artillery shell slammed into the bridge and it collapsed. Suddenly, neither side could cross. Reinforcements, cut off. Retreat, mandatory. Both commanders pulled back. No clashes, no dramatic firefights. The bridge did the fighting for them. That single destroyed span froze the front line for months. Trenches stayed where they were because the road was gone. Small infrastructure, massive consequence. A ruined bridge changed troop movements, stalled offensives, and rewrote a local front without a single shot exchanged. History sometimes hinges on things we don't notice until they break. April 1969. A U.S. Huey takes heavy fire and the crew is ordered to abandon ship. Every man jumps but the helicopter. It stabilizes. It drifts toward a rice field and touches down upright. No crash, No fireball, just a silent landing. Locals. Soldiers watch in stunned silence as the unmanned machine sits almost intact. Later, crews recover it, surprisingly serviceable. How? Damage to the tail rotor collective left it in a weirdly balanced state. The aircraft found equilibrium and descended like a drunk but lucky bird. It's one of those weird, impossible moments where luck, physics, fate collide. The helicopter that landed. After everyone jumped, proof that sometimes machines have their own surprises.
Why is no one talking about the time a navigation error routed an army into victory? Here's the 1973 twist you missed. It's the Yom Kippur War, 1973. At night, an Israeli armored unit gets lost. They had bad maps that led them astray. Garbled radio messages made coordination nearly impossible that night. Total confusion reigned among the crew in the dark. At dawn, they finally realized where they were. They'd driven straight into the rear of a major Egyptian command position. The Egyptians, seeing what looked like a huge offensive, panic and start pulling back across multiple sectors. There was no grand plan behind this movement. No daring flank maneuver was executed here, just disorientation that collapsed an entire front line overnight. The Israelis figured out what happened. They probably laughed, then checked their maps carefully. History sometimes turns on a single accidental mistake. In war, a wrong turn can be the right outcome. If you enjoyed this, please like the video, subscribe for more history twists and unexpected stories. Never trust a map at night, especially in war.